Hey, 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 I'm your ordinary Alfred. Hey there, Alfred here. This time we have a build for what we're calling the Vengeful Testudo. Testudo is a Latin word for tortoise. It is also the name of the defensive shield formation that ancient Romans used during warfare. Essentially, this is a build inspired off of that. Do not be fooled, however. While this might look like a defense-oriented build, its offense is where it really shines. While this build has retribution or return damage, its primary damage dealing move is enhanced charge attacks. This build's specialty turns defense into offense. Also, let me preface right now that this is a low focus build, and as such, we will not be using rune attacks. Alright, let's get into the build. We're using the weapon Cleric's Mace. On the offhand, the Great Shield Rock Wall. We're using plate armor with the Bright Walker's armor set, but since this set doesn't have its own helmet, we added in the Crestfallen Knight Helm. For the rings, the Fierce Ring and the Snake Ring are the ones that are truly necessary. The third ring will be based on how you want to play, and we'll get into that later on in this video. The weapon, Cleric's Mace, can be obtained from Fillmore the Blacksmith, while the rest of the ensemble are looted from enemies or chests. Since armor pieces in the game do not have unique properties, you can use other plate armor pieces if you wish. The Great Shield Rotwall is the only fate-based Great Shield in the game right now, and as such, we don't have alternative Great Shields that we can use. Needless to say, this shield is needed to make this build work. Going to the weapon, for the gem, we infused it with the Bloodstone gem for lifesteal. On the enchantments, we enhanced the charge attack damage by 20%. This is important as our primary offense in this build is charge attacks. We also rolled 4% health gain on charge attacks. This is equally as important as this enchant is our primary source of health gain. Increased stamina recovery and durability is needed as well. As for the fourth one, indestructible. Although this is not necessarily as important as the others, this has the benefit of always keeping our weapon durability at 100%, which in turn keeps the stamina recovery enchant at max potential. On the plague downside, I rolled Focus Drain. Unrepairable would have been better here, but since I don't want to waste a lot of embers, and since this is a low focus build, focus-based negative enchants are okay. The normal attack moveset of the weapon looks like this. The after dodge attack looks like this. The charge attacks, which is the only attack that we will be using, looks like this. On the offhand, we have the Great Shield Rotwall. We infused it with Gypped Marble, which increased our max health by 10%. On the enchantments, increased damage by 15% for 10 seconds after block. This is really useful, as this will enhance our charge attacks. The next three enchants, healing increased by 15% based on durability, damage taken decreased by 15% while blocking, and increased poise defense while blocking are all important to increase our survivability. On the plague downside, drain focus in combat. On the helmet, we increased our max health with a Gypped Marble gem. We have healing increase and damage taken decreased based on durability for more survivability. Stamina recovery increased to help with stamina management, item weight reduction of 10%, and drain focus in combat on the downside. On the body armor, we infused it with the Black Pearl gem for increased healing. Deal 15% damage on damage taken. This enchant does not activate on damage taken while blocking. This one is only activated when we receive damage normally, like when we are attacking, moving, or when we are staggered. Even if we are blocking most of the time, this enchant is still plenty useful, as we will take damage when staggered or while charging our normal attacks. Next ones are regenerate health in combat and damage taken increased by 30% at low health for more survivability. Increase stamina recovery for easier stamina management, and lose 10 focus and damage taken on the negative enchant. On the pants, we have more healing increase with the Black Pearl gem, and the enchantment healing increased based on durability. We have stamina cost reduction at low focus, which will be active most of the time as our focus drains during battle. We have damage taken decreased up to 10% based on durability. Movement speed increased by 15% for 5 seconds after charge attacks. This is very useful as we sometimes need to chase the enemies around. Lose 10 focus on damage taken on the negative enchant. On the gloves, we increase our max health by 10% with the chipped marble gem. Physical damage increased by 15%, which is great since we're not using any elemental damage. Like the other armor pieces, we have healing increased, stamina recovery increased, and damage taken decreased here in the gloves as well. Focus cost increased on the plague downside. On the rings, the ones necessary for this build are the Snake Ring and the Fierce Ring. Snake Ring deals 25% damage on block, but loses 6 stamina. The Fierce Ring increases our damage by 20% after taking damage. On the third ring, you can use any of the following. The Ring of Broken Promises, which increases our damage dealt by 20%, but it also increases our damage taken by 20% as well. The Stone Tusk Ring is useful if you want more toughness. The Thistle Ring, which deals 25% damage on damage taken, but loses 6 stamina. As mentioned earlier, this enchantment does not activate on damage taken while blocking. It only activates when taking damage normally, like when attacking, moving, or when we are staggered. Personally, I use the Ring of Broken Promises. I like the added damage on the charge attacks, and I find that I have more than enough survivability even with the increased damage taken. On the attributes, 45 on health, 15 on stamina, 42 on faith, and 25 on equip load. In terms of playstyle, in fighting normal enemies or when we have the advantage, we can just plow through them by chaining our charge attacks. Otherwise, especially during boss fights, we block and eat some damage first, which will not only return some damage back, but it will also enhance the damage of our charge attacks. This is essentially our playstyle loop. We block, then we chain charge attacks when we have the advantage. Next up are the boss fights. We're fighting all the bosses currently available in the game. All the battles are set on the path of the Unspoken and on the max pestilence level. The Crucible boss fight doesn't use any echoes. I hope you guys enjoy. That's it, folks. Hit that like button and subscribe if you enjoyed the content. I'll see you on the next one.